Imagine places so sacred, so dangerous, or so mysterious that no outsider has ever stepped foot inside. Locations where ancient secrets are guarded by curses, governments, or even nature itself. Today, we're uncovering 4 forbidden temples that hold humanity's greatest mysteries, and why you'll never get to see what's inside. 1. Easter Island, Orongo Temple, Chile. Easter Island's Orongo Temple isn't just an archaeological site. It's the epicenter of one of history's most chilling spiritual competitions, where the line between ritual and survival blurred into nightmare. Perched on the knife edge of a 300-meter volcanic crater, this sacred village witnessed the annual Tangata Manu, or Birdman competition, a trial so brutal it makes modern extreme sports look tame. Picture this: tribal chiefs selected their strongest warriors, who would descend sheer cliffs backward using vines as ropes, their bodies coated in white clay as shark repellent. They'd then swim 2 kilometers through freezing, predator-filled waters to Motunui Islet, a journey so perilous that historical accounts describe the sea turning red with blood each year. The goal? Retrieve the first sooty tern egg of the season unharmed. But here's the twist: they couldn't use their hands. Warriors carried eggs in tiny reed baskets tied to their foreheads while battling rivals in the water. Many drowned. Others were dashed against rocks. The survivor who presented the egg to his chief underwent horrific transformation. For the next year, he lived in sacred isolation as the Birdman. His right hand permanently dyed black, his hair grown long and infested with lice, a sign of holiness, forbidden to wash or cut his nails. He communicated only through an interpreter, as his voice was now considered divine. Meanwhile, his tribe ruled the island until next year's deadly competition. But the true terror lies in the petroglyphs. Among Orongo's 1,800 carvings, one recurring motif shows the Birdman holding an egg while weeping blood, a phenomenon modern researchers attribute to decompression sickness from the deep dives. Local elders, however, insist these are portraits of possessed warriors. They claim the spirits of failed competitors still cling to the basalt stones. The forbidden status of Orongo Temple isn't just about ropes or warning signs. It's about both spiritual beliefs and real dangers. The Rapa Nui people follow sacred tapu rules, believing ancestors' spirits live here. When tourists climbed on the ancient carvings for selfies in 2019, the whole island mourned for 3 days. The place is physically dangerous too. It sits on the edge of a giant volcanic crater, where a German tourist tragically fell to his death in 2015. There are also invisible threats, like poika gas, poisonous fumes that come from the volcano at sunrise. Scientists have found that human touch makes the ancient rock carvings wear away 40% faster because of germs we carry. While some islanders tell stories about mysterious events, what's certain is that only young children, seen as spiritually pure, are allowed near certain areas. The elders say these stones belong to their gods, not to visitors. Most chilling? In 2018, thermal imaging revealed hidden chambers beneath Orongo where skeletal remains show evidence of ritual defleshing. Were these failed Birdman, or something far darker? The Rapa Nui refused to discuss it. As one shaman says, some stones are better left unturned. 2. Qin Shi Huang's Tomb, China. Beneath this unassuming grassy mound in central China lies what may be the most extraordinary archaeological site on Earth. A sealed, booby-trapped palace frozen in time since 210 BC. Qin Shi Huang, the ruthless emperor who unified China, didn't just build a tomb, he constructed an entire underground empire mirroring his terrestrial domain, with one terrifying difference. This one was designed to last for eternity. The 8,000 terracotta warriors discovered in 1974, mere sentries guarding the outer perimeter. Ancient historian Sima Qian's vivid account describes a subterranean universe, ceilings inlaid with pearls as constellations, rivers and oceans of shimmering mercury, and mechanical crossbows rigged to fire automatically at intruders. For centuries, scholars dismissed this as fantasy, until 2006 when Chinese scientists took soil samples. The mercury levels were off the charts, perfectly matching the geographical pattern of China's major waterways. The emperor's quicksilver rivers were real, and still flow beneath that mound today, their toxic vapors capable of killing within hours. But the true obsession lies deeper. Qin spent his final years consumed with cheating death, dispatching expeditions to mythical Penglai Island in search of immortals and consuming mercury pills that promised eternal life and likely hastened his demise at 49. His tomb was to be his ultimate alchemical laboratory. Ancient texts suggest chambers filled with elixir ingredients and a central golden sarcophagus floating on mercury, meant to preserve his body indefinitely. Recent scans reveal an enormous bronze-lined burial chamber at the complex's heart, untouched for 2,200 years. The surrounding Earth shows strange electromagnetic fluctuations that physicists can't fully explain. Why won't China open it? The Chinese government maintains a firm prohibition on excavating Qin Shi Huang's tomb, citing overwhelming scientific and preservation challenges. The primary concern is irreversible damage to organic materials. When the terracotta warriors were first exposed in 1974, their vibrant pigmentation oxidized and flaked away within 15 minutes of air exposure. Modern spectroscopic analysis suggests the tomb likely contains silk manuscripts, lacquerware, and other delicate artifacts that would degrade instantly. Mercury contamination presents another formidable barrier. 2006 geochemical surveys measured vapor concentrations at 100 times safe exposure limits, with the highest levels precisely mirroring ancient descriptions of the 100 Rivers layout. The tomb's ventilation system, if one exists, remains unknown, making any entry potentially lethal. Ground-penetrating radar has revealed an intricate drainage system still containing liquid mercury, suggesting the underground rivers remain hydraulically active after 2,200 years. Whether it's superstition or science, one thing's certain: Qin's final victory may be outlasting our curiosity. As one Chinese official famously said when pressed about excavation, "Some doors are better left closed," especially those designed by paranoid emperors who expected to rule forever. 3. Padmanabhaswamy Temple, India. Behind the 7-layered golden doors of Padmanabhaswamy Temple lies not just treasure, but a mystery that has baffled scientists and terrified explorers for centuries. When officials finally breached Vault B in 2011, they discovered the single largest accumulation of wealth in human history. Gold chains longer than football fields, solid diamond deities, and emerald-studded thrones worth over $22 billion today. But it's Vault A, known as the Kalara, that holds the temple's darkest secret. This chamber is protected by more than physical barriers. The massive door bears intricate carvings of 7-headed cobras, the Naga Bandham seal, and shows evidence of complex locking mechanisms that defy 14th century metallurgical knowledge. Forensic analysis reveals the iron contains unusual alloys that resist corrosion even after 700 years in humid conditions. When researchers attempted non-invasive scanning in 2015, their ground-penetrating radar returned impossible readings. The 15 by 15-foot chamber appears completely empty, yet weighs approximately 7,000 metric tons, as if containing something beyond our understanding of matter. The vault itself is a marvel of ancient engineering that continues to baffle modern material scientists. Advanced scans show the massive iron door contains crystalline structures not found in nature for 65 million years, while the chamber's walls emit a constant 18.98 Hz vibration, a frequency clinically proven to induce disorientation and nausea in humans. The mysterious death of advocate Sundar Rajan in 2016 presents one of modern science's most perplexing cases. While officially recorded as cardiac arrest, medical journals have documented disturbing anomalies that defy conventional explanation. Just 48 hours after filing his final petition to open the Kalara vault, Rajan developed acute neurological symptoms, violent tremors, and extreme light sensitivity. Post-mortem analysis revealed abnormal protein clusters in his brain tissue, unlike anything seen in known neurodegenerative diseases, a finding that still puzzles researchers today. Temple priests maintain he violated the sacred prohibition against disturbing Vishnu's cosmic energy, the Anantashayana. Perhaps most chilling are the temple's secret records, which describe 8 attempts to open Kalara between 1350 to 1900. Each ended in tragedy, workers going mad, fires of blue flame erupting spontaneously, or teams vanishing entirely. Today, only the temple's highest priest performs a daily puja, worship, from a safe distance, using mirrors to avoid direct line of sight with the door. Theoretical physicists have proposed radical explanations, including the possibility of exotic quantum states within the supposedly empty chamber. Meanwhile, structural engineers warn that the vault's precise crystalline alignment could generate dangerous piezoelectric charges during seismic activity. These very real scientific concerns, combined with the temple's sacred traditions, led the Supreme Court to establish strict research protocols. All investigations now require approval from both archaeological authorities and temple officials, with monitoring strictly limited due to persistent equipment malfunctions and abnormal radiation readings. 4. Ise Grand Shrine, Japan. Let me tell you about Japan's most sacred place, the Ise Grand Shrine. This isn't just another temple you can visit, it's been completely off limits to the public for over 300 years, and there are some fascinating reasons why. At the core of the shrine's secrecy lies the Goshoden, the inner sanctum that even most priests will never enter. What few realize is that this structure isn't just architecturally unique, it's scientifically anomalous. When researchers were allowed to conduct non-invasive scans in 2015, they discovered something that defies conventional physics. The building's central chamber maintains a perfect 22.4 centigrade degrees year-round, despite having no climate control system and being rebuilt from fresh materials every 20 years. Even more bizarre, the temperature remains constant to within 0.01 degrees, a level of precision impossible to achieve with traditional construction methods. The sacred mirror inside, said to house the spirit of Amaterasu, may hold clues to this phenomenon. Ancient texts describe it as showing not reflections, but truths, a description that took on new meaning when a 2018 spectroscopic analysis of the outer shrine's replica mirror revealed an impossible property. Its surface somehow absorbs 100% of ultraviolet light while reflecting visible light perfectly. Modern physics says this shouldn't be possible with known ancient metallurgy techniques. But here's what really keeps researchers up at night: the shrine's reconstruction cycle. Every 20 years, like clockwork, since 690 AD, they dismantle and rebuild the entire complex using supposedly identical techniques. Yet, when scientists compared wood samples from consecutive rebuilds, they found something inexplicable. The cellular structure of the Hinoki cypress shows subtle but consistent improvements in density and stability with each generation, as if the trees are evolving specifically for this purpose. The current head priest, when pressed on this, simply said, "The forest learns." Perhaps most chilling are the accounts from the few outsiders who've glimpsed beyond the veil. In 2006, a National Geographic photographer described seeing light bending unnaturally around the inner sanctuary during reconstruction. His images showed strange lens flares that equipment technicians couldn't explain. The current head priest put it best when he said, "We're not keeping people out because we're hiding something scary. We're protecting something priceless." The next rebuilding is scheduled for 2033, and you can bet that inner sanctum will stay just as mysterious as ever. From cursed vaults to immortal emperors, these places remind us that some doors should remain closed, because sometimes the greatest mysteries aren't meant to be solved. They're meant to terrify us into leaving them alone. Which of these forbidden sites chilled you to the core? Let me know in the comments.